Hello, we are going to do some meal prep today. So in here I'm gonna make cabbage rolls. This is one of my husband's favorite things to take for lunch. So in here I have some warm water. I'm gonna add some yeast. And some sugar. Some salt. Some oil. And some vinegar. Stir that up, and then I'm gonna put it on my mixer to mix in the flour. All right, I'm gonna add my flour. Scrape this down. Still super sticky. Added more flour than the recipe calls for. But I'm gonna add some more still because this I can't work with. All right, that looks better. Get this all off of the paddle. So once I get this all scraped off, I'm going to cover it and I'm going to let it rise for about an hour. And then it'll have to do a second rise. Yeah, that seems good. All right, we'll cover and let it rise. All right, so my dough is rising. I'm going to work on the filling for the cabbage rolls. So I have 1 onion and 1 head of cabbage that I'm going to chop up. All right, got the onion chopped. Oh, my eyes are burning. All right, I'm gonna add a little bit of oil. Onions. And my ground beef. Break this up a little. cook down, and while this is cooking, I'm gonna chop up my cabbage. All right. I'm gonna shred this cabbage. Cut the core out of it. Alright, I'm going to add some salt and pepper to this. I'm also going to brown up this 2 pounds of ground beef for later in the week, and maybe lunch prep. Alright, my hamper and onion mixture is pretty cooked, so I'm going to add the cabbage. I'm going to add a tiny bit of water to this so it helps wilt it. Now I'm putting a lid on it. Alright, so I forgot to add garlic to this, so I'll add that in a minute. Stir this up a bit. I'm going to add some garlic to this mixture. You can see the cabbage is really cooked down. It's not quite there, but it's close. Alright, my dough has risen for a second time. This is actually only half of it. I've already used half of it. I'm going to roll it out. It says to a 1/16 inch thick. I just do it to however thick I think. And then I'm going to cut it into 5-inch by 5-inch squares. And I have my dough scraper, which just happens to have exactly 5 inches measurements. So this tool is super handy for lots of things. So if you don't have one, it's a good thing to add to your kitchen tools. Alright, so I rolled out my dough. I cut it into 5-inch by 5-inch squares. I'm going to put a scoop of my hamburger cabbage mix in the middle. Try not to do what I just did and get it all over everything. Anyway, fold it up. Pinch the edges together. Try and make sure any holes are sealed up. There we go. My cabbage rolls and leftover roll dough has come out of the oven. Put these on a cooling rack, and once they're completely cool, I'll put them in a Ziploc and throw them in the freezer. I have a little less than a pound of ground beef in here. I'm gonna add some seasonings. Onion powder. Garlic powder. Salt. Cumin. Chili powder. Chipotle pepper powder. Black pepper. Add a can of diced tomatoes with jalapeno. A little bit of water. Rinsed out the can. And let this cook down for a bit, and while I'm doing that, I'm gonna rinse a can of light red kidney beans and a can of dark red kidney beans. This has been simmering for a bit. I've rinsed and drained my beans. I'm gonna add those. Let this cook for a few minutes, cool it down, and we'll have lunch for the week. All right, so this is what I got done. I got a whole bunch of cabbage rolls that will go in the freezer. I got 4 bowls of chili, some ground beef cooked. These will be the fruit jellies, bread for dinner tonight. There were more rolls, but the family ate them. Not bad for one day.